A black notebook falls from the sky out of nowhere. Raindrops around it seem afraid to touch it. Not a single drop lands on its surface. Light Yagami happens to witness this strange scene. Curious, he takes the notebook home and opens the first page. He's shocked to find a rule written inside. Write down anyone's name, and that person will die. Light doesn't believe this ridiculous claim, but when he sees a criminal on the TV news, he decides to test it out and writes down the criminal's name. The next day, Light reads in the newspaper that the criminal died. This makes him realize the notebook's real power. He rushes back to his room to study it more carefully. The notebook explains exactly how to use it. Write down a person's name while picturing their face, and you can make them die in any way you specify. To test the death note further, Light finds the criminal he saw the night before. When a train passes by, he stands across from the criminal, writes down his name, and decides he should die of a heart attack. After the train leaves, the criminal collapses and dies. Looking at the cold corpse, Light finally believes completely in the death note's power. Just then, a strange voice comes from upstairs. Light looks up and sees the speaker is actually a winged death god. The death god explains that he survives by absorbing human lifespans. Whenever someone dies early, he gains their remaining life force. That's why he dropped the death note into the human world. Only the person who picks it up can see the death god. This way, the death god can stay near his host and absorb the remaining lifespans of those who get killed. The death god tells Light he's not the first person to find a death note, but he's the only user who shows no nervousness or fear. Instead, Light seems incredibly excited about everything happening. Light has always had ideals about justice. He believes the things police and courts can't accomplish, he can now achieve himself. He starts looking for targets, writing the names of criminals who committed crimes without proper punishment into the notebook. Soon, mysterious deaths start happening worldwide. Every single victim is a criminal who did terrible things. Police take this very seriously, but they don't know what the killer looks like or who he really is. They only know his codename, Kira. Wherever injustice appears, Kira shows up. The police officer investigating this case happens to be Light's father, Soichiro Yagami. He never imagines that the Kira he's desperately searching for actually lives right beside him. Faced with helpless police, the world's top detective L decides to step in. To draw Kira out, L directly challenges Kira through television, claiming he will definitely find Kira's true identity and make him face the consequences. Light watches the TV calmly. He writes L's name in the death note. Soon, the person calling himself L collapses in the broadcast studio. Seeing even the legendary L killed by Kira, people believe even more in Kira's supernatural abilities. Light thinks he successfully eliminated a powerful opponent, but the next second, another voice comes from the TV. The broadcaster was just a substitute L randomly picked from death row inmates. The real L declares war on Light through a virtual image. Only then does Light realize he's facing an extremely powerful opponent. His only advantage is the death note in his hands. Light decides to strike first and find L's true identity. Soon after, he discovers someone is following him.